Los Angeles Department of Corrections introduces their 2022 Death Row Inmate Calendar. Get a new inmate every month with a description of their heinous acts against society, warranting their ultimate capital punishment. By the time their month hits, it's likely they'll be long gone. Death Row Inmate Calendars. Their days are numbered.
You know, on these death row inmate calendars, you get like a new foo every month.
You got like lazy eye foo.
Yeah.
You got crybaby foo. And then you got Joker foo.
Yeah. Like violets are red. No, roses are red. Violets are blue. Go Raiders.
Silver and black all the way, foo.
Yeah, you know what? There's an actual whole true crime community that would be down for that calendar.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those people that listen to those true crime podcasts, they would love a calendar like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you mean he's still alive? I have a calendar in which this person is still alive until they're not. Give me that calendar.
Or it could be the month that they're executed could be their month, you know?
Yeah.
And they're just posing, you know, like, so foo.
They're on a bed like freaking Farrah Fawcett style or like Deadpool style on a freaking bear rug.
And it has their stats like what's their last meal going to be? How are they going to be executed, through injection or the chair? I don't know. I think we got something here, man.
What's their criminal record?
Yeah.
5 homicides.
The only thing you won't have are their like last words.
Yeah, because that hasn't happened.
Because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So that you got to get the follow-up calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And then it will have that stat for you. So it's a collector's item.
Yeah.
Very morbid of you guys.
Mm.
Quite the morbid collector's item there.
Whatever,
Look,
dude.
somebody's going to come up with it. They just have to give
their
us
days are numbered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a calendar, for God's sake. All right, man. Well, geeking out. What do you got for us today, man? Anything in particular?
Well, Fu, I mean, we've all been on the heels of Moon Knight and Halo. Both series have been pretty good so far. Halo has been dragging. The action has been lacking. They've been doing more story building. No. It's not just you, Fu.
I haven't been keeping up. Steph and I keep falling asleep during episode 2, and they're on episode 3 now?
They're just talking.
3, yeah. It's just a lot of story building because they do have the luxury of having 8 episodes. So that's gonna, obviously we're gonna ramp up probably after this next episode, the mid-season, usual hype episode that they have.
Yeah.
So next week we'll get better. And then we have Moon Knight, which has just been fucking phenomenal, man. From start to right now on episode 3.
So good.
It's so good. Because now you're seeing Mark's personalities cooperating, and we're starting to even get the hints of another personality that's developing that these guys don't even know.
Neither of them are aware of.
Yeah, it's the one that's murdering people. And so it's like, wait, what? Like, so I am so fucking intrigued by what other personality is going to be popping up. I think it's going to be soon.
If you're familiar with their comic books, you kind of know who that is already, right?
Yeah.
The next one?
Yeah, like the who the third personality is.
Well, who do you think it is then?
I don't know. I don't read the comic books, but I understand that some people out there do. Do you know?
I think it's Jake.
Oh, okay.
Jake?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a guy named Jake, I guess. He's a third personality in the comic books.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, and he's the more violent one.
You're the one who talked about it.
I guess, dude.
I guess. I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't remember these things. I'm always high.
We went to Frankenstein's today, and we passed by a vendor, and the werewolf issue where Moon Knight makes his appearance, it was on sale. Guess how much it was?
Like a couple hundred, I'm assuming.
A little higher.
A little higher.
Oh, what?
A little higher.
It was like $600.
It was $600
for that issue.
It's in good condition.
It was perfect condition. Like nothing was wrong with it. It was just perfect. But the very first appearance of Moon Knight, that one, ironically, that was 400.
400.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that was his first.
And he probably just
that was
had
the first issue.
appearance.
Yeah.
Was that issue or the first?
Well, because Moon Knight came out with the werewolf. And then.
In the first issue.
And then the first issue was 400.
Yeah, Jesus.
And then it just goes down from
400
there.
bones for that.
Okay. So yes, it was the one I do remember this guy, Jake Lockley. He's the one that's on the streets, the cab driver one, which we haven't seen. So they are going based off of the names, just their personalities are going to be a little different. Like we still got Mark Spector. We still got Stephen, what's his last name? Grant. They got Stephen Grant, but now they're just kind of different. Like instead of Stephen Grant being the millionaire, he's just a freaking gift shop operator at the museum.
Right.
Mark Spector is still the mercenary because you got to remember that he murders all the archaeologists when he gets cursed or becomes Khonshu's avatar. And then Jake Lockley, who's the one that we still haven't seen yet, but he is the eyes and ears on the streets. So yeah, that's most likely who is coming out right now. Jake. Yeah.
And also the I guess in the comic books, the guy, that statue, that golden statue guy that he talks to.
Crowley.
Yeah, he's supposed to be his like informant.
Yeah.
Jake. Yeah. I owe you a LaCroix.
Yes. Yeah, so that's and we haven't heard him speak yet, unless he doesn't speak to those identities of his, and he speaks.
Yeah, maybe he only maybe he's only speaking to them.
So we'll see. I don't know. This has just been such a good ride of a freaking series. But speaking of good freaking series, is well, it's not really a series; it's a movie. Last week we said that we were going to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. And still at 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. Let me see where the audience is at with this now, because I'm going to say this right now, barring everything else, dude, considering every movie that has come out so far in 2022, this is the best movie I have seen this year, considering everything that's come out this year already.
This movie can win awards for sure.
If this movie doesn't win awards, I'm gonna burn some shit down. The audience scores at 93, critics love it at 97. Everybody's loving this fucking movie, dude. 2 hours and 12 minutes long. Michelle Yeoh, we said.
Yep.
Michelle Yeoh is the main character. The entire cast is fantastic. The multiverse aspect. Steph, you said it earlier. It's like. When we were at brunch, it's like 5 genres smushed into one movie, right?
Yeah, you get the action, you get the comedy, drama, suspense,
sci-fi.
Oh my god, everything's
fantasy. In there. It's all in there. It's a comedy too. Like it's like the funny parts are fucking funny.
Oh my god, you'll laugh.
Yeah, and it gets you thinking, and it makes sense because the multiverse, like, it's just this lady going through. And like a tax audit that her business is going through, and she's fallen on like really hard times. She is eventually going to find out that her husband wants to divorce her because it's just not the same as it was when they first got with each other. And then when she's in the IRS building, she just gets tapped by a different version of her husband, and then gives her equipment to zap herself into a different personality, into a different universe. And then all fucking shit breaks loose, dude, because she gets informed that the multiverse is in danger because there's this other character, not to give too much away, but there's this character going through all of the multiverses and fucking shit up. Like she's just trying to destroy everything. That's not really what ends up happening, or at least that's not what the villain's motive is. At least that's not when we learn about, what her personal motives are. And it's just so well done, man. It's just so there's some cheesy parts, but even those cheesy parts are awesome. Like it's just
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's a lot of cheesy parts, but they're just awesome. And
and you need those cheesy parts to like make the scene whole or to make the story what it is.
Yeah. It really adds to the character development of who this main multiverse person is. What was her name in the movie?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. So I just you need to watch this fucking movie, man. Everybody listening to this show right now needs to go out and watch this movie. Spend a few bucks. It's if you can watch it in a movie theater, do it. Don't wait until it's out on streaming, man, because it's an experience. And don't do what I did and fill yourself up with a bunch of beer before walking into this movie, because it's cut up into 3 parts, and it says so, like on the screen. It says part 1. What is it? Everything. Part 2 is everywhere. And then part 3 is all at once. And when part 3 came up, I'm like, I gotta pee. I got it. And I didn't miss a lot though, and I don't want to give anything away. But if you're holding your pee, if I'm gonna give any kind of advice without ruining everything, if you're gonna hold your pee and you're at part 3, just wait another 10 minutes. You're fine. You'll be fine. If you got this far, you can hold it another little bit. You'll be fine. It's worth it, and you'll thank me for it.
We'll definitely be watching this movie
again and again and again, because I'm sure there's like little things that we missed because I was just so intrigued with the character development and just the overall plot. And it's easily digestible. I mean, a lot of these we've been getting a lot of like time travel, multiverse types of movies coming out of the MCU, and it takes a lot to kind of, put those pieces together, or at least you have to have that definitive scene and dialogue that explains everything. You know how like they were kind of bantering back and forth in Endgame about how like this isn't exactly like Back to the Future rules and stuff like that. I mean, you get that scene here, but it's not so drawn out where like they're making you feel like you're 5. Like you're not Steve Carell asking them pretend like I'm 5, know? So goddamn, dude, I gotta say, if I'm gonna give it a rating, it's a 99. It's a 9.9 for me. I don't think I've ever given anything a 10, and if I have, well, then good for them. But this movie is next to perfect. It's next to fucking perfect. You got to watch this movie.
Yes.
What would you rate this, Steph?
You know what? It is probably one of my favorite movies now.
Of all time, right?
Of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time. It's just... And
wow.
There's no hyperbole, Josh. You would enjoy... If anybody's going to like this movie, it's you.
And the best thing about this movie is it only needs to be a one-off movie.
And there's no sequel. And if there's a sequel, fine, but it's probably not going to be as good. And if it's as good or better, my God, where'd you pull this out of?
It's beautiful on its own.
And there's no need for a sequel because of the way it ends. And because of the way it ends, like it can go back to where it started at the beginning. It's like its own little cycle because it's a multiverse movie. So you can kind of piece it together that way. But
I heard good things about it. I even heard that the actor who had played Short Round and Data, he plays the husband, Michelle Yeoh's husband. That's Data. I was like, oh, what? I was reading an article over the weekend. I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
The acting is fantastic. Everybody does a great job. Everybody involved, and because it's a multiverse type of movie, you get the same character in a different world, having a different occupation or doing something different with their lives. So it's really like, this one actor is doing more than one character in some way. Right. I don't know, man. I was just super happy with it. I didn't expect to like this movie so much, but I saw the good ratings and reviews. I'm like, oh, this is worth checking out. The fact that it's not in as many theaters as a movie, let's just go with Morbius. It's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame. I guess
it really is.
Right?
Travesty, foo.
Yeah.
And this is coming from Steph.
I know. I was like, are you serious? This is only limited release. It should be bigger than what it is.
Yeah, it should be everywhere.
I mean, I've heard nothing but great things about it. So yeah, the fact that it is
10. Damn. I would recommend.
So you give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm not even mad at you, and you're not even throwing off the curve. She's not throwing off the curve, everybody.
For once.
Yeah, for once.
Hey.
This is one of those curve correcting assignments.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody passes.
You I do you think that you'd be able to watch it by next pod, Josh?
I can try. I'll probably have to. I do have a movie theater by my work, so I could probably go like on Thursday after work, see if it plays there.
I'm sure, yeah, but because it's only in one theater, you gotta.
I have to like look. Yeah, I have to see where exactly. If not, I can always look downtown since I'm in the area.
It's just over 2 hours, so it's going to be spaced out like every 3 hours during that day.
Okay, so be prepared to get dinner afterwards, is what you're saying,
or before. Just don't drink too much. You're gonna have to pee.
Got it, sir.
Anyway, Moon Knight, this thing, great things happening. What else did we want to talk about?
Well, Foo, it's still not looking good DC wise, Foo, because for crying out loud, now that Warner Brothers has been purchased by Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery is now reportedly exploring an overhaul of DC Entertainment. The company behind the DC Comics, superheroes. So Variety actually reported that multiple sources close to the situation state Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav met with top execs. I believe it, Foo. I believe it. Probably made up by one of the DC writers. Before the merger between Warner Media and Discovery, to find someone to increase the profile of DC Entertainment while also bringing in its comics, movies, TV shows, and video games into better alignment. Essentially, they want their own Kevin Feige. So
I think it's a necessary inconvenience for now, but what, a dozen years too late, maybe?
Yeah, I think that just shows how inept Warner Media was in the whole endeavor, involving, an expanded universe. Because if you think about it, everything they've always done, they've never had a conjoined universe. They always wanted them to be isolated shows or isolated movies up until, when the Avengers and Flash started doing it, exploring the multiverses. So I think that they just did it a little too late as in the movies, and they tried to jumpstart it with movies like Batman vs. Superman and Justice League that just fucking fell flat because they didn't have the proper guidance, really, like a Kevin Feige.
Well, if I really hope that it's not like a complete overhaul, considering we just got the Batman. We just learned that we're going to get a Penguin series on HBO. I mean, if you're going to start with that, like build off of that, because at least that's a good property. And I don't know, if it wasn't for the fucking Joker going to jail this weekend. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that. He went to jail for public indecency in Ireland, so he must have been really drunk to get arrested.
He's Irish, I think. He's
from. He is.
Yeah.
But I mean, all these developments kind of, are a little daunting as far as movie properties. The new CEO, he said, with movies like the Joker and, the Batman that were just made, it's been a little bit, it lacks coherent creative and brand strategy based off of what they've been doing so far. I mean, which is true. If you look at each of the movies, there's been no real coherent or overall connection between these movies, from, I want to say, David Ayer's Super Suicide Squad to the Harley Quinn movie, to the next Suicide Squad, to, I mean, the only connection we've gotten so far is Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
Yeah.
That's the only consistent and coherent universe that's been made. So they need to get someone. I mean, fuck, just offer it to James Gunn, for crying out loud. Like, yo, James Gunn, just do what you can.
Take it over.
Take it over, man. Like, we'll pay you Like, you don't got to worry. If you want to do Marvel shit, go do some Marvel shit every once in a while.
Right.
Finish what you got to do over here, but come back and just change this shit. And that's what they need to do.
And and like I said, I don't think that an overhaul is necessary. I think that if they just pick the best things and run with that and connect them in some way, in a clever way, down the future. Because I mean, Batman, that takes place in the 90s, right? That's supposed to, at least, because he's young.
The 90s-esque.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like 90s-esque. So the city is supposed to be like a 90s aesthetic, but it's actually still supposed to take place like in 2022.
Jesus.
So yeah, that's just how backwards fucking Gotham is. Right. Still mobster style.
And so, yeah, I guess you're right. And so, I mean, what else can connect with it then? If that's what's happening, because wasn't there talks of them connecting the Joker movie with this Batman? Also?
There were potential talks for that one, but what I've heard is they're still going ahead with the Penguin series that they're going to be doing on HBO Max. They're really going to keep focusing on that, and then focus on the next Batman movie, and whether or not that will connect with the Joker, because that's still up in the air. The Joker 2, it's kind of still in development with Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix. They haven't really announced whether it will be done or not. It's still, I think they're still trying to create the story for it. So, I mean, that's what the new CEO was kind of talking about, though. It's like, you have these good movies that have been made, but now you have to do them in their own bubble based on how they've been written so far.
Mm-hmm.
So it still creates a more disjointed universe. You still don't have the combined ones. So I think they're really going to, put their faith or their money on the new Shazam movie that comes out, Fury of the Gods, the Aquaman 2 movie by James Wan. Again, James Wan's a great director. So I have high hopes for that one, especially since we've seen the new Black Manta uniform.
Mm-hmm.
That looks dope.
Same actor though, right? Because that was my
actor.
issue with that movie. I didn't like his acting.
Same actor.
Him and his dad in that movie was probably the worst part of the movie for me.
He got a little bit better. I mean, if you've seen him in the new Matrix Resurrections movie, or not, I saw that movie. It wasn't that great, but I mean, it's gotten a little better. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, the overall story is what I'm looking for here. So
how I was shitting on Tyrese and Madrigal in that other movie. You're
gonna do that for this guy, Yahya Abdul Mateen. I think that's his name.
Same kind of overacting, or I don't know, man. This guy belongs on NCIS or something.
Another Davey Caruso.
Or he's like another Ice Cube, just like that overacting that everybody.
Or Ice-T.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Ice-T. Yeah.
She was a young daughter. She walked in here. She didn't deserve this. That's how he talks, man.
I know.
Oh god. But we'll see. I've seen some pictures of the new Michael Keaton Batman suit that he's going to be having in The Flash and in the upcoming Batgirl movie. Remember, there is a Batgirl movie coming out, and I believe it's supposed to be connected to the Robert Pattinson series. I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. They haven't revealed too much.
That's a big fast forward on that timeline.
They're kind of going all over the place. So I'm interested to see if trailers. So we'll know more once we see a trailer, where it's a part of and what it's really going to be about. But Fu. Last thing, Fu, we've had some bad news in the entertainment community. We lost all-time great, Fu.
Yeah,
all-time great, Mr. Gilbert Gottfried, Fu.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we did. And here, let me see if I have the. You keep talking.
Yeah, man. He was a childhood favorite. I loved him in everything. I remember he was in that Look Who's Talking To movie, singing and dancing. Oh my god! I was like, what is Gilbert Gottfried doing in a baby movie? And then obviously as Iago from the Aladdin movies, and the TV series, man, just his voice, as soon as you heard his voice, you fucking loved, and you knew, oh yeah, that's Gilbert Gottfried.
And that
Yeah.
evening, I was checking out, I did a marathon on YouTube of all of his roast appearances, the Comedy Central roasts. This guy was a fucking monster, dude. Like, he was just relentless, especially the Roseanne roast. He just kind of lets everybody have it. I enjoyed that so much. And I wanted to play his let's see, when he was on, I guess he was on a show on XM. I've played this on the show before, but let's see here. It's when he does WAP.
Comedy legend Gilbert Gottfried reciting the lyrics to WAP from Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. The floor is yours, Gilbert. Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a Kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes. This pussy is wet. Come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play. I'll wear a disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream. Make it scream. Out in public, make a scene. I don't cook. I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring.
Hell yeah. All right, Pete Gilbert. And that's not the only person who passed this week, Josh.
What?
That's not the only person. And I think that this is going to, if you haven't heard, man, you're going to, I'm sorry to break this to you, but Liz Sheridan, the lady who played.
No, Mrs.
Mrs.
Seinfeld.
Mrs. Seinfeld passed away not too far off from Mrs. Costanza passing away just a week or two ago.
This is just some bullshit, goddammit.
She passed away on April 15th, and which is just a couple days ago. And I'm just like, dude, that's a coincidence. You know, you got a Costanza and a Seinfeld passing away.
And they're both going to be miserable with each other up. You're just going to see her avoiding Estelle.
Yeah, the entire time.
I've been watching those episodes recently because I'm on that season 6 and 7, where they're running into each other and avoiding each other now. Like where they don't go to dinner to have papaya and they get all upset. And then now I just watched the one where Jerry's parents are going to be moving to Del Boca Vista. And Frank's like, you mean to tell me that there's not one condo available in Del Boca Vista? He's like, we're moving down there, baby. Lock, stock, and barrel. Oh, God. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Losing too many.
I know. Too many cool people are passing away. I don't know. Maybe it's. Remember this happened in 2016 where it was just death after death after death. They were like, what the fuck is happening?
It all started with Betty Foo. It all started with Betty. I knew it was too good to be true.
Well, man, I think that's all we have for Geeking Out. Up next, let's go on with the joint report, shall we? We'll be right back.
Hershey's has a rich history of quality. Candy, confections, theme parks. Such a towering name brand is capable of just about everything, and right away you know it to be of the best quality. That's why Hershey's now introduces Fudge Packers, their new line of butt plugs. Find them in the wide variety of shapes, sizes, colors, and flavors. Fudge Packers, now with almonds.